change the rule, but without all these.
Yes.
Yes, let's start. Можешь бегать? Ну, не важно. Показывать ничего не не хочешь меня отсылать?
Нет. So today, I'm not going to present any course. I'm just very general. So I will mostly address PhD students. If you are not a PhD, soon you will be. Hopefully you will find it useful. So today I want to give you some very general advice as a key to success. I want to see you success. There's some general notes about your PhD and some notes about choice of research topic. Then we will decide if you need it. No. It's true. Maybe out of the way. Yes, so very general advice on how to achieve success in life. So look here. Yes. So you see two dogs. They will run with the same speed and run the same distance. Now, which one will get the best bonus? Which one will be praised? And which one will be scolded? Of course, the best bonus will be given to the one who runs willingly, runs ahead, not behind the post. So basically what I want to say here is that they will spend the same effort, but the return on this investment will be much better for the one who runs willingly. So the key to success is that whatever you do in your life, do it willingly, enthusiastically, not as forced labor. Do it for yourself, not for the boss. And love what you do anyway. If you do it anyway, love it. You will be happy doing it if you love it. Be proactive in whatever you do in life. Of course, in your PhD. So, do things before your boss tells you to do. Then your boss will be very much satisfied. And then the results will be much better. And whatever you do it well. Now, well does not mean spending more hours. No. It means understand the purpose of what you do. And do it in the way for it to serve the purpose. For example, if you give me a bottle of water, will you put it here? Will you put it here? Here or there? Here, right? Because the purpose is for me to take. Do the same with your PhD. Serve the purpose. Now, we arrive on a general note. So, your PhD is a new stage of your life. It means very abrupt change in your life. By the way, probably we should open F5.
F5?
No.
Quería ponerlo en pantalla completa.
So continuing with this. Your previous academic experience was your primary school, then probably high school, then probably bachelor. In all those cases, you were a consumer of what was important? To see that you consume well. It was consumed. Now it's different. Now you are a teacher. Now you feed information into others. You generate information and give it to the community, give it to the world. Anyway, so your PhD study is a fierce competition. As any form of life is always competition for resources, for food. Same in your PhD. You should be the first to publish and the best to publish. Next. And then this picture is from a paper by some Australian professor. So that professor said, the students of other professors have a plan and go from some point to another point. But my students always go there and here. Like this. But then the student will be confused with this. And that will give you an impression of that nothing goes well. Don't panic. It's not. Everybody does the same. Because research is search. You cannot plan what to find in your search. Next. Now, as I said, before PhD, you were a child in your primary, high school, and bachelor. You boasted your knowledge. When the teacher asked you something, you boasted it. You learned your skills. Here your skills are irrelevant. Here your job is not to boast. Here your job is to teach, to generate information and teach it to others. So here you are not a child. You are the teacher. And now abrupt change is that before the teacher told you what to do. And now nobody will tell you what to do. You decide what to do. Look in this competition. This one is the coach of this runner. This runner is a world champion. Would the coach run in front of the champion, show him how to run? No, if the coach could run that quickly, he would be the champion. Same with your PhD. Being a PhD is being a champion in some school. Actually, you invented that school. If your advisor knew what to do, he would do it. Now you have an advisor who can only advise you how to run, but not run in front of you. Advice is not order. So you will feel lonely, lost, abandoned, that now nobody tells you what to do. Nobody is interested in you. And that child, the adults were interested in how the child consumes. No more. came to my office and burst in tears. So she claimed that I don't devote time to her. In that same room, a visitor from another country was present. He already finished his PhD. So he told the student, look, right now in front of me, your advisor devoted you to more time than mine in all my life. So again, it's normal. Don't panic. It's normal. And actually be prepared. Nobody will devote time to you. Next. So we arrived at the choice of research. Have you already rejected it? Who have not registered it? Everybody registered.
We are in the process of it. We have decided the topic. Some of us are in the process of registering the topic. The first presentation of the first semester.
The admission interview,
Yeah.
you have to consider the final choice. Not that you don't have to do exactly that. That admission interview serves only to see if you can in general present something. It's not your obligation. Still, even if you have your decision, it's always good to return, to reconsider. So here I want to speak about how to choose a research topic. It's very important point, because to be successful in something, it's very important to choose the direction. Okay. So in your research, always think in terms of questions. Ask research questions and try to respond to it. So in your PhD, you do science. The goal of science is answering questions, not solving tasks. Solving tasks is industry. Thank you. So when you plan your research, you should be clear about the question which you want to answer. There's no training.
Bueno, sí, una mesita. Esta es la cocina. Mientras se lo dejo.
So be clear, formulate your research question. And be clear about what type of answer you expect. Is it numeric answer? Or is it novel algorithm? For example, to build a system for something is not an answer to any question. you cannot formulate it as a question, then it does not really I may be what I said. And then I always ask my students to maintain a list of stupid questions, or questions that you can come up with. Just write them down in a list. I call it stupid questions, because if you just think whether it is a good question, you will never write it down. As soon as you think of some question, write it down. Of course, when you are reading, when you are thinking, when you are good, write down all questions and ideas. Then, together we will review your list of questions. And some of them can result not that stupid. Some of them can be a paper for you. So first write down your question. Then decide whether it is a good question or not decide. When you write down your question, explain it in one paragraph. One paragraph, because if I ask for 1 page, you will never do it. You will always postpone it to tomorrow. If you write less than a paragraph, in 2 weeks you will not recall what it was about. Now, when you have questions, each question generates several new questions, and you see a growing tree of questions. One question, many questions from it. Each one of those also generates many new questions. Maintain that list. Then we will discuss that list. Good questions are the main capital of a researcher, because finally the result of the work of research is answering questions. To get a good answer and many answers, you need good and many questions. We have many. So then, to choose a topic, there is a balance between choosing a standard topic, a topic in which many people work. Such a topic would be much more competitive, much more difficult. If already there are 1,000 people who work on this, to be champion among them is more difficult. Or you can just invent a totally new sport and become its champion. But a standard topic has its advantages. One is to be a champion in football or champion in cricket. Gives you importance. Is a big. But to invent a totally new game and to become its champion does not give you much fame. So it is a better goal to become champion in some well-known topic, standard, in which already thousands of people work. But you have to become champion, not just verbally. The degrees are not given for working knowledge. In bachelor, yes. In PhD, no. PhD is not given just for working knowledge. Yes, you have to work on it, but not only this. Continue. So, as we have discussed, whatever you do it willingly, do it with love. Research topic is like love, and choosing, associating you with your research topic is much like marriage, in the sense that you devote a lot of resources to this partner. And then it can be so difficult and frustrating as marriage, or maybe Muslim marriage is difficult. Maybe it's not that difficult. Then you are the boss. For us, no. And then, at least for us, to endure marriage can be endured only with great love. In this sense, choice of research topic is very personal. It is your love, not of somebody else, not of your boss. It's not orders of your boss. It's your personal love. In our culture, we don't expect father to tell us what to love. In some cultures, yes. In our no. So in our culture, I would not allow my boss to tell me what to do. I would just do what I want to do, what I believe the best to do. So don't expect, yes, your advisor to give you the topic. It's your choice. Because people work best on their own choice. I had a very good student who used to come to my office and say, I'm going to do this and this. And I told him, don't do it. It's not a good idea. And he told me, look, in a week, I will show you that I am right and you are not right. I will do it anyway. I want to do it. That was a very good student. People work well when they perceive it in this way. I will do it. I will show you that I can do it. Next. So how to choose? First to choose, you need a search space. You need options to choose from. That's why I say it's like choosing a life. In our culture. In your culture, it's different. So when I was a student, I was friends with all the girls of the school, of course. And then I knew closely some sex. And then narrowing down the search. Yes, narrow down the search. Then I knew closer some of them. And finally, very close, a few, 7. Not that many, not just one. Of those finally, just one was left. Same with your research team. First, no, all the options.
Zero.
To know all the options. Read aloud, read. And consider many topics. Understand better some of them. Narrow down. Finally, leave just one. More specifically, here I wrote partner, not wife, of course. So, find 100 interesting papers from good sources, from good journals, good conferences, and read their abstracts, just to get an idea what each paper is about. Of some of them, read introduction and conclusions. Choose very few and read them completely and understand them. You cannot read completely 100 papers. So first, choose a lot and narrow down. Each such paper could be a possible topic for you. If others work in this topic, then it's something important. If that paper was published, then it is something important. Then papers on this topic are published. So when I start a new project in my life, and this is a new project in my life, I ask myself five questions. First, maybe it has been done already. If yes, then no point in doing it. In science, you cannot do twice the same, because it's answering questions. Maybe this question has been answered already. Now, supposing that no, then we can continue considering this topic. Supposing no, but if it is something that has not been done, or maybe it cannot be done, supposing that now, then no point in starting such a project. Now, supposing that yes, can be done, it's something that can be done, but has not been done. Then maybe nobody needs it to be done. Supposing that, first, if nobody needs it, then end of conversation. No point. Now, supposing it is something useful, then obviously many people already tried it and could not do it. So next question is, then, am I smarter than all of them? All of them probably means almost all people in the world. And supposing no, usually the answer is no. Of course, I am not the smartest person in the world. And now, how am I going to do this that they could not do if I am not smarter than them? Then I'm looking for some special circumstances, for some difference. Then I will explore and reinforce this difference. Because if I start to compete with them, why I don't have any advantage, I will never win. For example, maybe I know some language which nobody knows, or maybe many already know. Then I can work on that language and develop methods specific for that type of language. What type of languages? I mean, doing something for just one language does not make much sense. Sometimes when I ask my wife these questions, so she wants to prove a theorem that thousands of people could not prove. So her answer is, because I want to do it, I will do it. Yes, it's a legitimate answer. This picture already said. So that professor said, other students enter in the state A and want to arrive to the state B and have a direct plan. But my students go this way. How come? Because it's search. You cannot really plan search completely. Of course, you will try many things. And finally, will find this C. Probably you will not find this B. But that is very important at every point of this curve to have the tangent line, direction to go from here, not the end point. End point you cannot have. Now you are starting. When you choose a topic, have an idea from which to start, where to go from this. Is so on at every point. Discuss this idea with your advisor. Now, choice of the topic. As I said, it's good to choose something great if you really can become champion in that. Feasibility is more important than greatness. If you choose something great and cannot do it, it doesn't work. Next. So some people spend all 4 years in preparing the basis for that topic. So here the intention was to build a huge skyscraper. But if you never build it, it does not work. If after your 4 years you have almost the basement, it does not work. Plan for something that you really can do. If you build this, at least you can still use it as solid. At least it's a building. But this one is not a building. Next. Already after you choose, during your work in your research project, have clear a tree of goals. So you want to achieve this. In order to achieve this, you need to achieve that and that. It's like the 3 questions. Have it clear. Let's see here. Next. So, developing incrementally means to have something working at every moment. When I was a programmer, I always tried to have my program in the state that if today the boss comes right now, show me what you have. It works. So I have something to show. If today your 4 years are over, have something to present. Don't do it this way. Some people say, my project is so big, so I will start from preparing resources for it, such as preparing the data set. In first year, they prepare the data set. In second year, do something with the data set. But after that, oops, time over. Don't do it. Do it in this way. Implement your top level, almost as a placeholder. Next, improve it and improve it. Have there an interface for some modules in your program. Then build those modules. Start from the top level. Maybe for your research, it could be implementation of a baseline. At every point to have something there. Now we arrive to my argument against building systems. Some people come to PhD and say, I will build that big system. No, building a system does not give you a PhD. So PhD is not building a system. PhD is answering a question. Yes, we need to program, but then programs are proofs of concept. So if in your research you answer some question, think of it as a theorem. You have studied mathematics. You know that a theorem consists of a statement and proof of it. Nearly all your programming work is just a proof, same as the work of a mathematician. A mathematician invents theorems and then spends years on proving them. Next. So finally you can achieve success in industry or in research. What is your lab? Are you good for industry or for research? Here are some questions that can help you to decide. Imagine if you could be a priest or a shoemaker. What's good in being a priest? Priest does great things. Speaking with God, serving eternity, enlightening people, same researchers. But shoemaker has other advantages. Doing real, tangible things. People will use my shoes. I'm useful for people. Clear goals. It cannot fail. A shoemaker cannot fail. Finally, the shoe will be done. But a researcher can fail. Which is more important for you? Guaranteed not to fail, or the pleasure of speaking with God? A priest should be very honest, and the seller should be calm. What do you prefer to be? The product of a priest is word of truth. Word. The product of research is word of truth. For a shoemaker, the product are shoes, things, physical things. What do you prefer? No, sir. Yes. So if you want to be a researcher, science is serving the eternal truth. For this, you should be very honest, even when it is not for your advantage. Because, look, we scientists are writing the great book of description of the universe. Of course, that book should be totally free of any alteration, any lie. Here, I'm not allowed to speak about religion, but I have to give this metaphor. Now imagine when Allah told the Prophet the whole Quran, the Prophet honestly wrote down everything that Allah told you. Now imagine if he lied. Here, you as a scientist, you are a prophet. Nature tells you its secrets. The nature tells you the structure of the universe, the eternal truth. What you are writing is a new Quran. It must be totally free of any lie and errors. Be proud of writing a new Quran, of being a new prophet. Be very honest. I had a student once when we wrote the paper. He said, as a result, let's write 99%. I asked, did you really achieve 99%? He said, no, but let's just try. I said, no. No, we came to science, to serve the truth, to serve the truth. So that guy now is a great scientist. Recently he got an award as the best scientist of Singapore from the president of Singapore. Imagine if I did not say no here, would he become an important scientist? Next. So again, industry versus science. In industry, you take and use knowledge. You take knowledge already generated by somebody and use it. In science, you give knowledge. In industry, the priority is for this system to be maintained. For this, it needs to be trivial, not interesting. Something interesting will not work, will not be maintained, because it will be difficult to explain to the technical staff how to maintain it. Now, in science, it's the opposite. It must be interesting. In industry, it should not be expensive, and yet should be complex. In science, okay, I don't know why it's an opportunity. In industry, it is not novel. In industry, you don't invent anything new. In science, it must be novel. Industry, not novel. I don't know what I want to say. In industry, you assemble things and sell them. In science, you analyze. In industry, you make big, expensive things and sell them. In science, it is common to take just one small detail and bring it to perfection. It's normal, because it answers some question, even if the question is small. In industry, the result is a physical thing. In science, the result is an idea of it. Teaching others how to make that thing. Here, this scheme teaches people how to make the screw. Also in science, as we said, product is word of truth. Here, instead of word, I put a drawing, explanation, teaching. Next. So after your 4 years of your PhD, did you prove that you are a good programmer? It's totally irrelevant. Nobody cares whether you are a good programmer. PhD is not given for programming skills. After your 4 years, can you teach people something new? In this sense, PhD is science. PhD degree is not given for programming skills. It is given for inventing novel things, inventing ideas. This is why I say, don't try to build a complex system to show that you are a good programmer. Invent ideas. When you program, in this computer center. The goal of your program is to prove your theory, not more than that, to prove the idea. Here, in your bachelor, for example, you had to demonstrate that you were a good programmer. For this, you needed to build something great, something complex, with many windows, complicated interface. Here now. Now look how from this people cannot learn how the light appears from this very simple design. People can learn how the light appears. Goal of science is to learn and teach. Then simplicity is an important priority in science. Keep it simple. As Einstein said, keep it simple as possible, but not simpler. In your program implementation, try to achieve such simplicity for people to see how it works, to learn from it how it works. So, if in your bachelor you show to the committee this design, they would say no. Now in PhD, yes, show this design. In bachelor, you show this design. Because your goal in bachelor was to boast of your programming skills. In your PhD, it is to teach. In PhD, don't build complex systems. Teach with simple designs. So your program is just a proof of a theory. And building a system proves only one thing, that you are a good programmer. It's totally irrelevant. If you build a complex system, you cannot report it. You cannot use it to teach others. You cannot publish it. In bachelor, some people do. They publish in third quality conferences, saying we built that great system. Here it doesn't. Next. Instead, you should invent ideas. PhD degree is given for ideas. A good idea is what you can put in the title of a paper. That's simple. If you can fit it in just one line, then it is a good idea. If you need a lot more space to explain, then it's not a good idea. Then you don't really understand it. And others will not understand and will actually not read it. If you want to program, instead of building systems, build toolboxes, tools for you and for others to use. Research tools. The difference is that a good research tool is highly configurable, interoperable, and simple. Just reads files and produces files, not a lot of windows, and minimizes manual effort. And note that I am not arguing against programming. Yes, you must program. This is a computer center. But program a minimal proof. Focus on simplicity of code. For others to be able to read your code as a book and learn from it. Next. So, oops. No, strange. Now I think we are at reading. Momentarily. No. In January, I will continue with explaining how to write. In January, not now. Next, but now I will still want to explain this. When I said to choose a good topic, you should first read the law. Then I want to explain how to read. When reading, the most important part is to generalize. From a paper, you should get more than that paper says. More general. When reading a paper, published in a good journal, then you are in a situation as when a cook goes to a restaurant. The direct purpose of that food is for one to fill the stomach. So when a cook eats it, he will not do it for that direct purpose. He will use to learn how to cook this. And will consider how the dishes were prepared. When just ordinary person eats at a restaurant, he just likes the food or not. And cook analyzes why he likes it or not. When you read the paper, your next goal will be to write such papers, to publish papers in the same journal. Yes. So, when you read the good paper, you like the paper. Why you like it? Analyze how the author could write so good paper. What methods, what tricks did he use? An important point in a good paper is easy to read. As I said, science should be as simple as possible. The work of a scientist is to take something complicated, which is complicated in the nature, and make it simple for others to be able to understand. So the paper should be easy to read. What did make this paper so easy to read? What do you like? At some point, your advisor probably will give you papers for reviewing for some journals. It's very easy to see the situation from the other side, to see how your reviewer will see your paper. Actually, when you read any paper, in a way, feel yourself as the reviewer of that paper if you had to review this paper for a job, what would you write in your report about this paper? When reading, make it clear for yourself some points. Maybe even write down. Identify the tree of problems and solutions. Every paper is an answer to some question or is a solution to some problem. Identify what that problem was. Now, of course, that problem has that many parts of its solution. Each solution has its own problems. Identify that tree. The authors usually don't make it explicit. So what was the main problem addressed? What was the main component of its solution? And so on. There is a saying, to understand means simplify. If you understand something, you can explain to others. But then you need to explain it in a very simple way. You will know whether you understood something when you see if you can reformulate it in a simpler way. Of course, when you read something, look for alternatives which the author did not see. Now, every alternative that that author did not notice is a new paper for you in the same journal. If the author did something wrong, you will do it well and will publish an even better paper. In every solution of a problem, there is decision making. There were some options from which the author chose some of them. Identify the decision making logic. So the author probably tried some of those options. Identify others. Each one is a paper for you. Identify parameters. When some decision point was parametric, as here I say, for example, what the author says, we used A plus B for some formula. You can just sum up two numbers, or you can sum up them, balancing their weights. So in this case, the author used just one for the balancing parameter. You can try something else. Then, of course, when you research something, you try different parameters. He imagined the author or you tried one with this result, 2 and 3 with this result. Finally, the best one was 4. Of course, it is wrong, because next you will try 5. When you see this curve that ends abruptly, know that this is a bad methodology. You should explore more. So generalize. When the author says that he solved a problem P with a method M, and you will identify a class of problems, class P of problems, P1 and so on, P, and that P was one of them. And you identify a class M of methods and realize that this method M used it this way belongs to some class. Then you can identify a whole matrix of problems and methods. So now, of all this matrix, just one cell is already taken in that paper. Of course, all others are possible research topics. Maybe the sister methods can solve sister problems of that problem. So try to generalize. Instead of cultivating birch tree and pine tree, learn how to cultivate trees in general. So try to generalize at any point of the problem solution tree, at any point of the decision-making tree. Next topic will be how to write. Not now. In January. It's a very big point. So now I will skip. We will continue in January. How to publish. In conclusions, also in January, I will show several pages of things that you should not do. In PhD, you teach when you finish your thesis, or when you imagine your thesis, when you plan your thesis. Then ask yourself, after my 4 years, will my thesis teach others to do something important? Or will I just bolster or be in a good problem? Will people from my thesis learn how it works? Or only that I am a good problem? Do you expect to really build something? Or after your 4 years, you will have almost ready to start. That's all for today. Thank you. See you in January. If you want to talk with me, now it's a good one. Or you can visit